Hi friends! I get a lot of questions about how I make my TikToks, and so I thought I'd just share the creative process with you guys. Let's start with our makeup. Okay, first we gotta get our hair out of the way though, because it's really not important here. Get your primer on to protect your beautiful face, and then get distracted jamming out. This is definitely a necessary part of the process. It overall enhances the happiness of, with the final product. That's important. Foundation time! And even though we're definitely gonna keep jamming because, we can't help this here. This is how we do this. We wanna make sure we get complete and even coverage all over everything, because the album look we're going for is one solid skin tone without really any, blush or like overall contouring like dramatically. So that's kind of what we're trying to go for, but we wanna make sure it goes all the way down into the shoulder parts, because you will see that in the reveal, I guess. Now we shuffle things around and we start to make part one, because how I do this is by utilizing the timer feature, so I will make this in multiple parts. So here I do have it set up to film a TikTok, but I'm pre-adding that lipstick so that I can make a shorter clip on TikTok that doesn't need to be sped up ultimately. It'll just look a little bit cleaner, and you don't need, I found that you don't really need all of it, you just need to show a little bit. And here I'm just kind of showing how I smudged it around, because a good stick won't actually smudge on you. They're really not supposed to. So you're gonna have to put it on your face and then it will smudge. I really did try to cut this out, but it won't let me. So instead, I get to show you me searching for my lip gloss that I actually did never find, and I'm slightly concerned that I've seriously lost, and it was my favorite lip gloss ever. That is not the point here. The point here is that if you find yourself in this situation like I did, you can use Vaseline, or you can also use something like chapstick, and it'll work just as well. Alright, now test the look. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. And now we make things shiny. We are going to make our collarbone shiny just because it shows, and it's a good way to accent that bone and just make it look a little bit more dramatic and nice. Side note, whichever version of me thought it was a good idea to put the rhinestones in the hand sewing box, this was not a good idea. This almost hurt us. But back to seriousness now. I'm using eyelash glue to glue on the rhinestones, and although I know other people have said there are more useful things, I do myself find this most useful because they will stick until you take them off. Granted, you've got a sticky spot on your face, it washes off. That face though, I just couldn't resist. Now let's braid our hair. I find that braids are the most useful thing for me in cosplaying because they don't hurt my head, but they also get my hair out of the way, comfortably. Like I said, they don't hurt. So what I'm doing is 2 braids. Again, I find that the most comfortable, down into 1 braid so that I can hide it going down my neck in the back. You won't see it during filming. Here is my poor attempt at a demonstration of not only how to put a wig cap on, but how to stretch it out because it's a new one. And mostly you just kind of want to like take it around, you know, make sure you stretch all of the seams all the way around it. But then putting it on is where it gets fun. So I always try to put it on kind of at the front, then pull it down over the back. In this case, if you wanted to, you could tuck the rest of your hair up into it. Again, like I said, I'm just tucking that braid down my neck. So I will make sure that's lined up at the back and then adjust my hairline up at the front. I'm really sorry this looks weird. I don't know, I didn't think about it, to be honest. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But I really was just taking my wig off there. You have to put pins in it. And so now I'm going to work on getting that ready, and I'm going to kind of clean up the portion that you can see up at the front, you know, for filming and all. Make sure my hairline's on nice and straight and centered, because that is a really big giveaway that you always want to make sure. You want to make sure your hairline looks natural. You should be good, otherwise people shouldn't really be able to notice unless they know you. There's really no evidence that jamming out while putting your wig on is actually helpful or enhances any sort of the processes or end happiness with the result. But it did make me feel good and I had fun while doing so. I don't think it helped the situation with the hair and the tangles, but that again wasn't in question. Now, if you saw my TikTok, I did it kind of in multiple parts where I was like putting things on. And so this is the scene where I'm putting the wig on. And so what I did was I set up my timer. And of course, like you saw, it's already on just for ease into, you know, you didn't need to see all that on TikTok. It was a lot easier. So I simply just slid my wig on, you know, when I did it right, of course. And for the final scene, we changed our shirts so that we would of course, you know, match and be appropriate and whatever. And now we attempt to use the timer and film the just me lip syncing part. And here I'm going to use the green screen to go ahead and put over my image of the album cover. And the TikTok's all done. And it's kind of funny, but you can see it playing there, although I'll say if you check out my TikTok or my Instagram, you can see a much better version of it. But yeah, that's what I do. I sit there and I play it afterwards just to make sure it looks okay. This is really nothing more than a blooper. I decided that I hated it and it wasn't going to happen, and so I deleted it. But I guess I was like, well, I'm making a TikTok video, so why wouldn't I show you the videos of me making TikToks, even if the TikToks don't make it? I don't know. It made some sort of sense in my brain. Now I don't think it does. Don't worry, if you're asking yourself, why did she try so many times? I'm seriously asking myself too, and this is like the 10th time I've watched this, so no answer. I don't know. I do this.